guys, it's Sven Jungbeck again, and today I want to show you the most common turnarounds in gypsy swing music. The turnaround is one of the most important progressions because it's usually the end of a tune before it starts again, and it's used in, for example, tunes that are based on rhythm changes, on the changes of the tune I Got Rhythm. It's used all the time. So in gypsy jazz, different than other jazz, there are some typical chords. There are a lot of dim chords in there in the turnaround, and there are some typical voicings that I'm going to show you right now. So we start with turnarounds from the E string, and we will do that in the key of G. A typical turnaround would sound like that. G. So I start with a G6-9 chord. Can be performed that way, that way, that way, or that way. And all the notes, let me demonstrate all the notes first. The thumb is playing G, then the middle finger is playing D and G at the same time. If this is too difficult, you can use two fingers. The first finger is playing natural B and the pinky is playing E. When you do it with one finger, a lot of players use the third finger to cover E and A at the same time, which makes it the G6-9. Then usually a very simple option is using G-sharp diminished, and this is the pretty normal G-sharp diminished that you know from your jazz books. With G-sharp, A string is muted, then we got the F here, ring finger is playing natural B, and the first finger is performing a little bar chord so that the B string will have its D, and the upper E string is muted, and the rest is pretty much the same than normal jazz music. The A minor 7 is actually the most normal A minor, the most common A minor 7 of all. With A and 5th fret, A string is muted, and then the ring finger usually performs the bar chord, covering G, C and E from D to B string. And for those some players play it with all the fingers like that, because some players think that this is difficult. This is the other option, using all 4 fingers. And a lot of players, and I do it also a lot of times, it depends from if you're coming from above or from below. Sometimes I'm playing that chord. The thumb is playing the bass, also muting the A string, and the first finger is playing all those notes. In a ballad it can be nice because the pinky is free to play the 9 as well. But in the common swing turnaround, you play the pretty normal A minor 7 chord, and then we're moving to D dominant 7-9. When you play it like this, it's very easy to play this dominant 7-9 chord, only covering the middle 4 strings with D, F sharp, C and E. But I prefer the dominant 7-9 chord that covers all strings with A, D, F sharp, C, E and A. And then you got like that. The next option would be to play the same movement, replacing the first chord through G with B in the bass. And then the second chord won't be G sharp diminished, but B flat diminished. This happens a lot. We have a pretty normal G with B in the bass. This is a chord that happens also in rock and pop music. For example, if you know Plush, like this is a very common chord, also in rock and pop music, and in gypsy jazz, it's the same way. With natural B, A string is muted, then we got the G with the first finger, ring finger is playing D, 7th fret on the G string, and the pinky is playing G on the B string. And so for B flat diminished, it's very easy. We can just move that like this, and then you got B flat diminished. Instead of the pinky performing the F sharp here, you can also play a bar chord with the first finger, having the E up here. But the typical movement here is, of course, because it's also a melodic movement. And then you go back to A minor 7. Like this. Still, you can start with the G and then anyway play the B flat, and then you would play the B flat diminished with the E up. flat diminished is also G diminished, and this is a pretty common movement in the 40s and in the 30s to play G, G diminished, and again G. It also happens in the solo a lot when there is a long tonic chord, you know, instead of playing like you play. Played a lot, so you could play, but it's not a common way to choose the voicings. That one that I taught you before is the common way. So this is basically on the E string the most important possibility to play it. Now let's take a look at the A string. For that, so that it all stays in that position, I will choose the key of C. So when you play a turnaround from the A string, you can use the same principle, the same chords. Then the C6-9 chord would look like that. The second finger is covering G and C, then we got E and A with the first finger, and D and G with the third finger. Then we play the dim chord, pretty normal as you find it in your jazz books. C sharp, G, B flat and E, which makes it a substitution for A dominant 7 flat 9. Then you play the pretty normal D dominant 7, a D minor 7 jazz chord. You can also play A in the bass. And then for the G, a lot of players play G sharp dim, so it will sound like that. And this is pretty typical. So actually we play a G dominant 7-13, but playing the flat 9 on the bass. This is typical for Gypsy swing. C6-9, C sharp diminished, D minor 7 and G sharp diminished, back to C. When you do the same thing, starting up on the E, what we did with the G before, so we have C with E in the bass, the voicing that we choose is that one. And this one's very cool. So the D string is muted and we got only E, D string muted. First finger is playing C on the G string and the fifth is played by the pinky. So, and then we can just move it together again. For E flat diminished, we leave out the D string to keep the principle the same, and then we go back the way we had before. Like typical introduction, and this happens a lot. And this is the typical stuff from the A string. Again, you can do the same thing, starting on the C and then playing D sharp diminished and then D minor and that one. Of course, let me say that also in Gypsy jazz you can pick out any other turnaround, and this is what players do. Of course, they're not only playing that one. Yeah, you can play a lot of turnarounds. Sometimes what happens is when the turnaround is longer, for example, extended to like more bars, then there is a nice turnaround that I can show you from the A string. You start on the C. I like. So we start with the C. Then before we play A dominant 7, we play B flat dominant 7. Then A dominant 7. Then we do a movement like melodic movement, harmonic and melodic movement to D minor, and again G, like. For example, the ending of J'attendrai. And before I play C, I play the tritone substitution of G dominant 7. I play D flat 7-9, like. Something that you can of course do also on the A, but this is on the E string. But these were the most typical turnarounds, and knowing them in all keys will of course help you, and it also gives you some nice idea for the soloing on turnarounds, which is a different topic. I can recommend a video there from Sébastien Ginot on DC Music School. Unfortunately, it's in French, but I think it has English subtitles. And it's very good to watch this video because it's about soloing on turnarounds, which is a lot of which is very difficult because the chords are switching so quickly, but you will find some information there, and I will probably do another video on that topic soon. So I hope that helped you with the chords, and I hope you subscribe. This is Sven Jungbeck for you. See you soon. Bye.